Laura Trott leads with a 12-point advantage now on Laurie Burton. Sarah Hammer with 166 and Annette Edmondson still there on the leaderboard. Emily Diedrichsen, she had a bad couple of events leading into this final race. She's there in 8th. And here's the rest of the top 20. This is the points race, which concludes the Omnium. Last night in the men's Omnium, we had an absolutely incredible finish. 3 riders finishing on the same number of points. The riders then have ridden the scratch race, the individual pursuit, the elimination race, the time trial, and the flying lap. The points race sprints every 10 laps. We have 100 laps to go. And the points situation is that on each of the sprints there are 5 points for the winner, 3 for second place, 2 for third, 1 for fourth. And if you take a lap on the field, you score 20 points on your opposition. So someone like Annette Edmondson, if she scored 20 points, she'd be immediately up into joint second place as the standings start right now. Nicely settling down now, 98 laps to go. Thank you very much to all of you for your messages on Twitter. @AdamMcCrossan is where you can join me. Hello to a few of you who've messaged in, Stefano Bertolotti, Aaron Witchard and various others. Some nice questions coming in today on Twitter. 97 laps to go. Our first sprint will come up with 90 laps remaining in the race. On the front of the race then is Annette Edmondson, the defending world champion. 4 years on the podium. That's the rider gone to the top of the track in the white, gold and green. She's had 1 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronzes. The riders really have to keep their wits about them. The rider in turquoise there with the Belgian flag colours is Jolien Dora. Rides for Wiggle High Five, a teammate of Annette Edmondson on the road. Riders leading through. The tempo very steady, a little bit cagey right now. Riders have got to hold their position in this Omnium. All important for Rio 2016 qualification for some, and for the riders who are up there and in with a shout of winning. I'd say the top 5 or 6 riders have a big chance of winning here. That's Trott, Burton, Hammer, Edmondson, Dora and Beveridge. They will be watching each other very, very closely and making sure no one takes a lap. First attack then of the day here in the points race is Simona Frapporti of Italy in the blue. Frapporti, 27 years of age, a stage winner in the Route de France and 6th in the Aviva Women's Tour. Just starting to up the tempo a little bit. The riders don't like the tempo to be too slow. There's not much room on the track to manoeuvre. Laura Trott, the Olympic champion, comes to the front. In the yellow and red is Lira Oliveira. Oliveira, the Spaniard, a bronze medalist in the scratch race in Beijing. This is our first sprint then, starting to open up. The bell goes. You'll start to get the idea if you've never seen the points race before. And the crowd roar as Lira Oliveira and Laura Trott go side by side for the first points of the day. And Trott is going to take 5. Immediately putting herself in the situation as the overall leader. I just caught a glimpse of Eleanor Barker sitting in the crowd, her teammate in the team pursuit, watching Laura Trott. The result of sprint number 1, Laura Trott with 5 points, Sarah Hammer scores 3, Oliveira 2, Burton with 1 point. So there's an element of attack and defence going on here. The top three riders, Hammer, Burton and Trott, looking to keep their positions, and Edmondson, Dora, Beveridge trying to find a way to move up. Here's the standings: Trott, Burton, Hammer and Edmondson, the top four. Well, thank you to all of you who have joined us for these World Track Championships. Thanks for all the messages that we've had. On the front then is the Russian rider, and that's Babalabina. Now, yesterday in the men's race, Roger Kluger took 2 laps on the opposition to move himself up into the medals. It was very impressive indeed. This is Kirsten Wild, the Netherlands rider in the orange. Wild is 7th overall, 126 points. If she took a lap, she'd move up into 6th position. She'd overtake Beveridge. And Kirsten Wild now being encouraged by the crowd. 4 times a winner of the Ladies Tour of Qatar, which is a very flat race. Sandy, flat and windy, I think is how you would describe it. And Wild opening up her advantage. Trying now to catch the back of the peloton. She was the world champion of the scratch race in 2015. Liu of China trying to go across, and Laura Trott and the rest staying closer to the front. Kirsten Wild, though, as you can see, is almost able to see the back of the peloton in front of her. This would give her 20 points to her total if she in fact made it there. 82 laps to go. What Wild will do is she'll pick up the 5 points, and then she will then wait till she picks those up, and then she'll try and close the gap on the peloton, so she'll in effect take 25 points to add to her total, which will put her in a much better position. Kirsten Wild takes 5, and behind her the Chinese rider Liu is there, and the Venezuelan rider Gonzalez is in 3rd place. In 4th place looked like Anna Kanawa of Germany. And now Wild is starting to up the tempo. Very clever riding by Kirsten Wild of the Netherlands. 5 points to her that time. Liu of China with 3, Gonzalez with 2, Kanawa with 1. Kirsten Wild could be the first rider to lap the peloton in this women's Omnium points race, and it'll put her way up on the standings, just 1 point behind Annette Edmondson. Meanwhile, Jolien Dora is on the front of the peloton trying to make life as hard as possible for Kirsten Wild. She's trying to up the tempo. She does not want Kirsten Wild to get on, because it means that Jolien Dora will be overtaken by Kirsten Wild in the standings. Closing up on the peloton now, the big sprinter from the Netherlands. 76 laps of racing to go. 75 now for Kirsten Wild. She's almost there, and the crowd are giving her as much encouragement as possible. Kirsten Wild just a few meters behind the peloton. Kirsten Wild, the former world scratch race champion, takes a lap on the rest of the peloton and adds 20 points to her total. Confirmation then that Kirsten Wild has taken the lap. This is how then it affects the standings. It is Laura Trott still at the top, Burton in 2nd, Hammer in 3rd, Annette Edmondson still in 4th place. but it means that Kirsten Wild has moved into 5th, and she leapfrogs Jolien Dora of Belgium. Some attacks going on now with the sprint lap coming up. It's very loud in this velodrome. The Belarusian takes the points there. Sharakova wearing number 5. The Cuban is Mekias, took the 2nd place. Laura Trott took 2 in 3rd, and Sarah Hammer took 4th place. There's confirmation of sprint number 3. Sharakova, Mekias, Trott and Hammer, which leaves the standings looking like this. Laura Trott 191, Berton 173, Hammer 170, Edmondson on 152. Wild still there, 1 point behind Edmondson. Jolien Dora further 1 point behind. Thank you to Ramp Rider 75 for your message. Thanks to all of you who've messaged in on Twitter as we watch the women's Omnium points race here in London. 68 laps of racing to go, and now a big attack, and it comes from the New Zealander Lauren Ellis, twice silver medalist in the World Championship team pursuit and points race, and silver medalist in the Commonwealth Games. This is an impressive ride by Lauren Ellis. She's going to take a lap very, very quickly indeed. She started in 14th place on 78 points, and Lauren Ellis takes a lap already. Lauren gets straight in the slipstream. That's the important thing. Lauren Ellis takes 20 points for gaining a lap, and that will really affect her position overall. With 62 laps of racing to go, Laura Trott leads, still the same top 4. And here are the top 8 riders. Lauren Ellis moves into 11th place, having taken the 20 points, so moves 14th to 11th. As we see Jolien Dora now on the attack. Jolien Dora needs to take a lap now. She's got 150 points. She's putting Sarah Hammer now on the ropes. And Jolien Dora scores the maximum 5 points. Behind her, I think, was Diedrichsen. Yep, Diedrichsen took 3. Sprint 4 of 10. Jolien Dora takes 5, Diedrichsen 3, Sharakova 2. That leaves the standings looking like this. Laura Trott leads. Jolien Dora slots into 4th place, just leapfrogging Annette Edmondson of Australia. There's Laura Trott, sitting with her advantage intact. 18 points is her advantage on Laurie Burton. She's already won the World Championship scratch race earlier on this week. Colours of Lauren Ellis. Tempo nice and steady at the moment. The sprints just working their way through. But of course, these riders have ridden these 5 events. They're pretty tired. Annette Edmondson was in an ice bath at 11:20 last night. She tweeted a photograph of her. She's still trying to recover from that injury after being hit by a car in training. So Edmondson, I think she would be very, very happy with a medal and be up there on the podium. It's been a big ask even for her to just race. I saw her on day 1 and she said, I'm okay, but She showed me the damage on her leg, and she was black and blue, I think it's safe to say. It shows how tough these bike riders are. Burton squeezing up on the inside onto the wheel of Sarah Hammer. Burton, this would be her best ever finish in an Omnium. She was 14th in the World Championships last year, the rider from France, a 24-year-old. But I think Burton is the most improved Omnium rider of this season. She's been riding all the World Cups. We've seen her getting better and better. Now Sarah Hammer and Laura Trott are involved in another battle, and Trott is really showing how good she is. This is her denting the morale of the rest of the riders ready for Rio. Trott now scores another 5 points for Great Britain. She won 2 gold medals here in London in 2012. Sprint number 5 and 10, Trott takes 5, Hammer takes 3, Burton 2, Diedrichsen 1. So the main medal hopefuls score points in that sprint. Trott now leads with a 21-point advantage on Laurie Burton. Sarah Hammer now moves into the firmly into that bronze medal position. Jolien Dora and Edmondson need a lap to get themselves in there. But Trott is looking like she is just deciding when she stamps her authority. It means that she's got 21 points intact on Burton, which means that Burton needs an entire lap and a sprint to actually move herself to the top of the leaderboard. Thanks for all your messages. At Macrosson is where you can find me on Twitter. Annette Edmondson is up at the top of the track. Anna Kanauer, Simona Frapporti, Amelie Diedrichsen in the red and white of Denmark. I know she's got loads of support. Lyria Oliveria up towards the front. Now Edmondson decides it's time to try and stretch this race out a little bit. An immediate reaction from Anna Kanauer, who sits 13th overall, 95 points. For Anna Kanauer at the moment. You have to admire the fight in Edmondson. She said she can't believe that she's a world champion. Comes from a great cycling family. Her brother is a fantastic bike rider as well. And Alison Beveridge, sitting at the moment in 7th place. Weald has overtaken her. Needs to protect her position against Diedrichsen. The tempo relatively steady with 43 laps to go. There was almost a touch of wheels in there between Jolien Dora and I think the Venezuelan or Russian rider. Jolien Dora had a bit of a tumble in Hong Kong. She cracked her ribs. She rode her way all the way through the Hong Kong World Cup Omnium as well. It was pretty impressive considering how much pain she must have been in. 1 lap to go to the next sprint, and it's Dora on the front, Alison Beveridge of Canada. Trott is getting involved in all these sprints. She moves up on the outside. She's going to score a few more points. She seems to be doing it with relative ease. Hammer, Burton, Trott, the 3 first riders across the line yet again. Sprint number 6 of 10, Hammer takes 5, Burton 3, Trott 2 and Dora with 1. That means that the standings will change a little bit. And this is how they look. Trott now with a 20-point advantage on 2nd place, Sarah Hammer. with Laurie Burton now in third and Jolien Dora in fourth place. The defending champion Annette Edmondson is in fifth, Weald in sixth, and Beveridge and Diedrichsen make up the top eight. Trotty has changed her shoes for this race. She's got the personally designed shoes that she's wearing. There you go. She was wearing black once during the time trial events, but she designed these herself. You might get a bit mesmerised with the turning of those pedals. Diedrichsen making a move. I saw her just riding back into the track after lunch. I think she'd gone out to have a little bit of a chat to herself to try and get this Omnium back on track. Diedrichsen is one of the youngest riders in the field. 8th overall, 116 points she has at the moment. Again, 35 laps to go in this women's Omnium points race. Lauren Ellis has already taken one lap. She's on 98 points. She decides to go it again. This is good news for Lauren Ellis. She's not hurting her points tally as far as World Championship Omniums is concerned. And if she took this lap this time, she would move herself above Amelie Diedrichsen and move into 8th place overall. An impressive performance by Lauren Ellis. Lauren Ellis stretching this out, Beveridge going with her. Beveridge and the Cuban Mekias trying to close the gap. We're coming up to the next sprint. 32 laps of racing to go. 4 sprints left. This is the Cuban Mekias, but we go back here to Lauren Ellis. She's going to take the sprint, so she'll take 5 points. That'll move her up to 103 points. And behind her, we see Mekias and Beveridge. And Lauren Ellis takes another lap on the field. Fantastic performance by Lauren Ellis. 2 laps taken in this race so far, and she doesn't look like she's out of fight yet as she goes with the attacks at the front of the race. 28 laps to go. Lauren Ellis took the 5 points, Mekias 3, Beveridge 2, Diedrichsen 1. That was sprint number 7 of 10. That the overall will change a little bit. Laura Trott, though, still at the top, 20 points advantage on Hammer. Burton equal on points, so the fight for the silver is between those two. Jolien Dora in 4th. And just to tidy up as far as Lauren Ellis is concerned, she's now moved into 9th place. So she's really moved herself up from 14th to 9th with 2 laps taken. The rider's not too concerned about it, but if she starts to decide to go for another lap, Lauren Ellis is going to be a danger to the top 8 riders overall. Annette Edmondson now goes on the attack with Laura Trott. Jolien Dora now goes with her. Dora and Edmondson, teammates on the road. Kirsten Weald is there, another great road rider. Laura Trott, who rides for Matrix Pro Cycling when she's not riding for Great Britain. And the Russian is Balabalina. The chase is very much on, but the tempo at the front of this race is very, very high. Jolien Dora swings up, 22 laps of racing to go. 3 more sprints to decide this World Championship Omnium, and it's Laura Trott who's looking around to see where all the other riders are. The bell goes for the next sprint lap, and it's Kirsten Wild who is on the front. She swings up, she lets Yoli Dora go through. On the wheel is Annette Edmondson, who's going to try and take the points. Diedrichsen is a bit more concerned about it now as well. Trott is going to try and take the 5, but Annette Edmondson does, so Trott takes 3. And that moves Annette Edmondson very close now to the medals. 20 laps to go. Sprint number 8. Here's the result. Annette Edmondson has 5, Trott has 3, Diedrichsen 2, and Dora with 1. And the overall standings change a little bit. Laura Trott with 201, Hammer 178, tied on points with Burton, and Edmondson 157. Now in 4th. Here's the rundown of the top 8. The interesting move has been that of Lauren Ellis, who moves into the top 10 now on 1, 2, 3. Two more sprints remain in this women's Omnium. They've been racing for 2 days now. So far, Laura Trott's finished 3rd in the scratch race, 2nd in the individual pursuit, 2nd in the elimination, 3rd in the time trial, 3rd in the flying lap. That's what the Omnium is all about. It's about consistency and scoring points. As Kirsten Wild now goes for it, this would move her up into 4th place if she can take the lap from the rest of the field. Beveridge goes as well, Balabalina, and the Chinese rider is also in the gap. ...14 laps of racing remain. Kirsten Wild opening up an advantage with Beveridge and also Chao Ling Luo. Tempo relatively fast out here. These riders will have very sore legs after 5 events. This is the 6th. Kirsten Wild at the front of the race, a trio of riders. Chao Ling Luo is the Chinese rider. Alison Beveridge is in here as well. Beveridge is a danger to the top 3 riders. That's why I think we're seeing some sort of reaction going on as Hammer and Burton. This is all about the silver medal, the chase behind for that 1 point, and Hammer and Burton are going for it. Hammer scores 1 point, which means that Hammer now is going to be firmly in 2nd place with a very slight advantage on Laurie Burton in bronze and medal position. Sprint number 9, 1 more sprint to go. Beveridge takes 5, Luo takes 3, Wild takes 2, and Hammer, all importantly, takes 1 point. The overall standings with 1 sprint remaining. Laura Trott leads with 201 points. Sarah Hammer, Laurie Burton are fighting it out for the silver and the bronze. And now Beveridge has moved into 4th. 1 more sprint to go in this women's Omnium. 2 days of competition, 6 different events to decide who is the world champion of the Omnium. Lauren Ellis has 1 more big attack left. This is impressive. Can she take another lap? This would move Lauren Ellis into 8th place overall, and I think she might do it. Is she going to run out of time? Diedrichsen is going with her, because Diedrichsen is in 10th place overall. Lauren Ellis getting close now to the back of the peloton. She may well run out of time because we have 5 laps to go. She is closing in on the back of this peloton. But the big question now is who is going to take the silver and who is going to take the bronze. As long as Laura Trott finishes in this podium, in this peloton, then she is the world champion. Lauren Ellis is getting close. Let's urge her on a little bit. She's very close now to the back of this peloton, which would move her on to 143 points. She'll have taken 3 laps on the field. She may well run out of time. Not far to go. Lauren Ellis is nearly there. Laura Trott will be the world champion as long as she finishes in this peloton safely. But it's about Hammer and it's about Burton as Lauren Ellis desperately tries to shut the gap. Can she do it before this sprint opens up? The tempo is going on. Lauren Ellis, what a fantastic performance. She takes 3 laps in the final points race. Well done to Lauren Ellis. The sprint lap coming up now. This is about the silver and bronze. Laurie Burton and Sarah Hammer. Whoever takes this sprint will be the silver medalist. Burton takes it, Hammer takes second. And that means that Laurie Burton steals the silver medal. But Laura Trott is the world champion of the Omnium. All thumbs up, all smiles. 2 world titles on this London track. Laurie Burton can't believe it. She's been trying for a year now to get on the podium of a major event, and she's done it here in London in the most important one, the World Championships. Laura Trott, look at the average speed of that points race. Nearly 49 kilometres an hour. Laurie Burton, very well done to her in silver medal position for France. Sarah Hammer will take the bronze, but Laura Trott, the golden girl of London, is back here on the boards to take 2 world titles and a bronze medal in the 5 days of competition. The crowd greets Laura Trott. Helena Bahunker is in there in the crowd, smiling away up on the screen. But Laura Trott has shown the world that she's ready for Rio. She rode the scratch race for a bit of fun, I think. She goes to greet her family up in the crowd in pretty much the same position as that famous photograph of London 2012, and she greets her mum. There's her dad. I saw him just before the start, making their way into the seats. And of course her fiance Jason Kenny took the World Championship sprint. There is Jason. He's still got the Kieran to go. He won the Kieran. He's got the Kieran to go, but he's also already won the sprint. Laurie Burton, she's all smiles. 24 years of age, a silver medalist now in these World Championships. Trotty's going to do a lap of honour, but Burton has worked really hard over the last few months. She's turned herself from being a team sprinter to an Omnium rider, and she's turned around the fortunes of France here in these World Championships. Laura Trott's getting a Union Jack ready. Trotty wins yet another world title. The smile that makes the nation stand on their feet and cheer. Laura Trott wins with 201 points to Laurie Burton's 183. The results of the Women's Omnium World Championship: Laura Trott wins with 201 points to Laurie Burton's 183. Sarah Hammer will take the bronze medal. Beveridge takes fourth, the defending champion Edmondson in fifth, and Yolene Thora in sixth place. Certainly the ride of this final points race was Lauren Ellis, moving herself from 14th place up into the top 8, taking 3 laps on the field. There's the rest of the top 20 riders in the Omnium overall after the 6 events.